Welcome to Palace of the Core. My name is Stephen Dawes, and look, the light of purple is back, so that's great to have that again. Okay, so before I get into the main part of the video, I just want to quickly talk about the women's team, the Crystal Palace women's team. I went to see them at Selhurst Park when they played Southampton the other day, and I have to say it was a great atmosphere, absolutely fantastic. Lots of families there, 4,000 attendance, which was a record for them, so absolutely fantastic. And also it was the first time that my daughter, who came with me, had seen a live game, so it was great for her to see it at Selhurst Park. And just as a little bit of an extra, I'm going to be doing a short review of the women's game against Southampton with my daughter in attendance here. She's going to be giving her views on the game and what she thought about it and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit of an extra thing that's going to be coming onto the channel in the next day or two. So if you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for notifications and all that good stuff, so that you can keep up to date with not only that, but also with everything else that's going on in Crystal Palace. Okay, so Roy Hodgson recently did an interview for the 5-year plan podcast, and he talked a little bit about Wilfried Zaha. And one of the things that he said is that he was a bit of a nuisance in training. He said that, you know, if you had asked him, he would not. If you had asked Wilfried Zaha if he enjoyed training, he would say he probably didn't. He liked doing his type of training. He liked doing the training that he liked. Wasn't entirely keen on the group training or the team training. And sometimes he would get, sometimes he would moan and get upset at some of the other players who weren't up to his level, should we say, or weren't performing the way he thought he should be. And so he said that was a little bit difficult for him to deal with sometimes. Now, of course, we all know that Wilfried Zaha was a huge talent for us at Crystal Palace, and absolutely, you've only got to look at what he did, not on the pitch but also behind the scenes, to know that he was a huge Crystal Palace fan and really wanted the club to do well. And of course everybody at the club wanted the same thing. So I don't think what he was talking about was anything in terms of unprofessional behaviour. I think he's just a person who demands the best, not only from himself but for those around him as well. I mean, we all saw on the pitch when he would get repeatedly kicked by the opposition players, and the referees would do nothing, and he would get really upset with the referee, and he would get really angry with the fact that he wasn't getting the kind of protection that he should have been getting. And sometimes he would also get angry at the players around him if the pass wasn't good enough, or if they didn't pass to him, or if they didn't get the opportunity that he thought they should have done. So I think he's just someone who wears his heart on his sleeve and is very eager to have everyone around him playing the way that he can, so that he can be, not only he can be successful, but also the club can be successful. So I don't think what Roy was saying was trying to do anything detrimental to him in terms of his legacy at Crystal Palace, because everyone knows what his legacy is and will be for years to come. But it was just interesting the way that he talked about it, and the fact that he mentioned it, and it was interesting to see how he was going to be talking about it. I mean, I don't know, I haven't actually listened to the episode myself, so I'm just going by a report that was put into one of the Palace websites. But it's interesting to see why he got onto that, and also the way he talked about Wilfried Zaha, because I think he said he was always fit, never missed any training, and and that obviously he was a very good leader on the pitch, and he wasn't necessarily a leader off the pitch because he didn't really enjoy the training that much. But then I guess there are other players out there, other talented players who didn't always enjoy training, but they always turned it on when they got on the pitch. And I think Wilfried Zaha, I would say most of the time, also did the same thing. He also managed to turn it on the pitch as well. Now, of course, we all know about the ending, or before he left the club, and I'm not gonna say that it was a good thing. I think that it took far too long, and I think it should have been done and dusted well before the end of the season. But that's again taking nothing away from him. I think that he was a very great player for us, one of the greatest players we've ever had. But it's interesting. It's interesting to hear Roy Hodgson talk like that, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you feel that it shows an unprofessional side to Zaha, or do you think that he was actually just really passionate about wanting the club to do well, and therefore he got a bit frustrated when he saw the players not performing the way that he thought they should be? I've been interesting to hear your thoughts on that, so let me know down in the comment section what you think about that kind of thing, and also what you think about the women's game. If you were there or if you watched the game against Southampton, let me know your thoughts on that as well. And the video of the review of the game will be coming very soon. I'll see you later.